This is the often time that I am going to record this message and attempt to upload it on YouTube. I am using a software for my videos, and by now, if I do not believe that this software vendor is working together with Google and YouTube and the rest of them, then there's something wrong with me. But I've learned to cope with this madness this software vendor and Google and YouTube are doing. But this message must be preached. This message must be preached. The show must go on. Now, this this is a message in continuation of give these people warning for me. And on this in this episode, I am going to lay emphasis on the lake of fire because the chapter from the Apocalypse of Zephaniah that I have been teaching on, this chapter 4, 5, and 6, uh, it's going to be highlighting the lake of fire because Prophet Zephaniah saw it shows. I told you the angel showed him visions into the future. I mean, the Father showed him the end of days and beyond the end of days, post apocalyptic, when in the angel showed him the new heaven. Then in that vision, they stopped his mouth, like they only allowed him to see the new body we are going to be having. Then they shut his mouth. Then they closed that vision. They did not allow him to speak further, or they did not allow him to see any further in the new heaven. But they showed him the new heaven post apocalyptic, when all this everything is done. We're in the new kingdom. He saw that. So, and he also saw the lake of fire where he said he thought it was water, but this water is slimy, and this water is throwing out fire and sulfur and bitumen. This water is moving towards me. So he obviously saw the lake of fire. He saw the lava. He saw lava. So he saw the accuser. He saw the angel Eremiel, in because the spirit took him to Hades. Like now, the the Hades they took him to. Ah, now you understand. Well, by the time when I read when I by the time I finish this message, you understand that wherever the children of Israel is, the sons of wherever the children of the book are, the children of the book are the sons of Jacob, or children of Israel. Yashara Allah. So wherever they are the Hades. Remember in the last session, if you go see my episode 2, they took Prophet Zephaniah to do. I said the Spirit showed him how the Spirit showed him his many incarnations, the sufferings, the death. He is going to he must accomplish in his in the future in the future, because he was the all the vision was of the future. And Zephaniah in that dream or in that vision did not know the angel was showing him himself. Remember the episode whereby Cleophas, I talked about Cleophas in the New Testament, when Yahweh rose up, I've risen up and gone to the heavens, and the disciples were discussing on the road, yeah, and Yahweh appeared to them, and he was talking to them, and he opened up the book from the prophet to the present. He rebuked them for not believing the record that was given concerning himself. So he opened the record to them concerning himself. He broke bread with them, and their eyes were open. That brother there was Cleophas, and I told you that Cleophas was Zephaniah, right? And the angel also showed him the different captivities he went through, and he showed him his sin. Of course, he showed him his son's sin. Like it's like it's like Isaiah, when the angel showed him the sin of his sons, his own sin. All those all is similar. So the angel showed him sin in the rest, and he showed him where he sinned, and he was taken to captivity. They took the angel showed him the souls where they were taken, souls. They were taken to the west, they were taken to the east, they were taken there. So all those, because I said is in dark speeches, but those um, um, angel of punishment that was seen in this in the vision of prophet Zephaniah, they are expressed, those demons are expressed in the Assyrian army, in Greek army, Roman army, Persian Medes, all these Babylonian captivity, all the Chaldean captivity. So all those demons, the horde of demons that were punishing, and also he also showed Zephaniah the transatlantic slave trade, where he took them to the west. Now those are the that is the because we we are living in the now. So most of these things have happened, but the main thrust of the of his vision is like this. So some of these prophecies came to pass, and some are ongoing. Like the punishment is always recurring. It is not one. It is nothing that will happen in a time and fulfill, and that is no more. No, no. Punishment is always recurring, because God, though He might forgive you, but you have to pay for the consequences. That therefore you have to come back in the flesh, because you in the flesh you have to be punished for the sins, because you committed the sin. You sin, whatever sin you are found, when the angel come and to take your body or to take your soul, when you are found in sin, you will come back in the flesh and serve your punishment, whatever punishment it is. So, as I told you, excuse me, that Zephaniah was shown his several incarnation, was shown the several deaths and um, the several places they were taken. The soul was taken to the west, was taken to that. So it was shown the different land he will come back into. It was shown the different. So obviously he must have seen America, even though there's no America in the vision, but he must have seen America, because he saw a lake of fire. A lake, he thought it was a water, but it was lake of fire. So that was, in a nutshell, that is what I'm going to say today. That is what I am going to talk about today, and it is in conjunction to what I have been teaching, or I have been expounding on from my teaching. Give these people warning from me. Episode one, episode two. Now this is episode three. This episode three. Do you know I have done about three or four messages that I have not been able to load up on the YouTube. They have been frustrating me. this software vendor is working with the with whoever he is working with. It is really frustrating me. But I will not be but they are not important. We are important. And this message I am going to preach is important. So, my friend, uh, let's crack on with it. Now, I will start my today's message on again. It's going to be on Apocalypse of Zephaniah, chapter 4, verse 1. I was read chapter 4, verse 1. So now let me read. Then I walked with the angel of the Lord. I looked before me, and I saw a place there, thousands of thousands and myriads of angels entered through it. Their faces were like a leopard, their tongues being outside their mouth like the wild boars. Their eyes are mixed with blood. Their hair was loose like the hair of women, and fiery scourges were in their hands. Okay, instrument of death, instrument of torture were in their hands. Like now, okay. When I saw them, I was afraid. I said to that angel who walked with me, "Of what sort are these?" He said to me, These are the servants of all creation who come to the souls of ungodly men and bring them and leave them in this place. They spend 3 days, 3 days going around with them in the air. Therefore, they bring them and cast them onto or into their eternal punishment. I said, I beseech you, O Lord, don't give them authority to come to me. The angel said, Don't fear, I will not permit them to come to you, because you are pure, and the Lord, um, because you are pure before the Lord, I will not permit them to come to you, because the Lord Almighty sent me to you, because you are pure before Him. So then he beckoned to them, and they ran away and they left him. Now, precept to 1 and 2, Daniel 7:10, Revelation 5, uh, Revelation 5:11, First Enoch 40, 1 to 1 to 10, First Enoch 60, chapter 1. So uh, uh, now let me go to. Shall I? Let me see if I can. Um, if I can. Let me see if I can go to Enoch. First Enoch 41. Okay, yeah. And after that, I saw hundreds, thousands of 100,000 times 100,000, 100,000, 10 million times 10 million, an immeasurable and uncountable multitude who stand before the glory of the Lord of the Spirit. The Lord of the Spirit is Yahweh Shai. Is Yahweh Shai, the Lord of the Spirit. The Father of Spirit is Yahweh or Allah. I saw them standing on the four wings. Okay, I just read First Enoch 41. I'll just leave it at that. Daniel 7, Daniel 7 and 10. Daniel 7. Daniel 7 and 10. Okay. 7. Okay. Daniel 7, verse 10. A fiery stream issued and came forth from him. Thousands and thousands ministered unto him. 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him like Daniel must have read Enoch. Stood before him. Uh, the judgment was set, and the books were opened. So the judge, you just saw the judgment throne or the judgment seat. Remember um, in episode one, I s- I s- I gave precept about the fifth heaven where the judgment seat was arraigned, and it's like a court session. The angels on the right, the angels on the left, right? So they describe the angels on the left and the right, and they describe the glory of the one that sits on the throne, the Lord of the Spirit, and Yahweh Shai. So then, and they also said there's one above him, but they didn't describe him. But and we know that that is the Father of Spirit. So that's a precept to verse. Now, um, that's the precept to Apocalypse of Zephaniah chapter 4, um, verse 1. Verse 1. So I gave you this Daniel. I gave you Enoch 40, and first Enoch 40, verse 1. Yeah, and now the same also is in Revelation 5:11. So if you go and read it yourself, and the same is in 60. So in his presence there were host of angels, host of angels, both on the right and on the left. They are host of angels. So all angels, all demons, they serve him. They serve they serve Yahweh Shai. No, there is no demon outside the control or the outside the control or authority. There is no authority. There's no demon, no spirit have authority above Yahweh Shai. He is above them. He is the creator of them. Do you understand this? Okay. I hope you can accept it. Now, chapter 5, we continue. Vision of the heavenly city. But I went with the angel of the Lord, and I looked in front of me, and I saw gates, and when I approached them, I discovered that they were bronze gates. The angel touched me, and they opened, and the angel touched them, sorry, and they opened before him. I entered with him and found I found it all square, like a square, open square, like a beautiful city. I walk in the midst. Then the angel of the Lord transformed himself before me, beside me in that place. Now I looked at them, I discovered that they were bronze gate and a bronze bolt and iron bars. Now my mouth was shut therein, and I beheld the bronze gate in front of me as fire was being cast forth for about 50 stadia. So again, like I told you at the beginning of this message, um, this is a vision of the heavenly city. The angel who was with Zephaniah in the spirit showed him the future. He showed him beyond this heaven that we're living in. He showed him beyond this world or this epoch that we are living in. So he showed him the new heavenly city. Heavenly city, heavenly city is on planet Earth. Yeah, it's gonna be in a heavenly city. So it's on planet Earth. You have to understand it. So they are speaking with they're using figure of speech, or they're using metaphor, or they're using simile for Zephaniah here, and they couch it in dark speech. So the meaning and the secret on the unfolding of the words will be given to the elect ones. I am speaking to the elect here, and I'm speaking to the uh, hopeful elect who are still in Christianity, or anybody listen to me, and the Lord is speaking to you, and the Lord is pricking your mind, the Lord is nudging you. You better listen, you better repent. Now before it's too late, because the angels and are here. The angels of judgment are here, right? We as I'm speaking, I am calling out to you to come to the marriage, to repent, um, and to renounce all the falsity you have been. I have. We have. Because we have. You have been taught in a Christian church, right? Okay. Now here, the angel he saw the angel transform in front of him. He changed his clothes. He transformed himself. He shaped in front of him. So precept to that is Mark 9:2 to 7, Luke 9:28 to 35. I'll for time I will read Luke 9:28 to 35, because that Luke went into details more. So I'll read it. Luke 9, yeah. 28 to 35. Okay. And it came to pass about an eighth days after this, saying, he took Peter and John and James and went up into a mountain to pray. And he prayed. The fashion of his countenance was altered, and his raiment was white and glittering. And behold, there talked with him two men, which were Moses and Elias, who appeared in glory, and spake of his death, of his disease, this disease. No, they spake of his death, which should which he should accomplish at Jerusalem. So now, like I told you, sometimes the Lord, our fathers, the prophets, the Lord showed them in the future of what to. Now, this vision that this the several vision that this Zephaniah was shown, the part he was seeing the souls taking move the souls were beaten with lashes. They were taken to the west, taken to the east. So those are all captivities of the children of Israel. He saw himself in captivity. He saw himself in arrest. He saw himself in punishment. He saw himself die. He saw himself right. He saw himself come back. So all these things, uh, it is real. It is for our father to write it down. It is now. It is. I have this I won't say belief, but it is annoying. It is annoying in me. Hebrew or Hebraic is is like is close to maths as can be. Hebraic is not abstract like English. Hebraic is not abstract like English. Like it's not abstract. Now, Hebrew is a hearty language. Is very earthy. Is like a tree. that has a root. Now you have to break down the word. Um, they have to break down the word um, by root, because and those by root letters you have to break down the word to find the meaning, and to find a gem in Hebrew you have to go down to the root, and from the root you get life. You don't get life, you don't get meaning from the branches or the stem. You get life from the root. So the secret of Hebraic, I'm not talking about Yiddish, I'm not talking about the modern Russian Srilak. What Russian Srilak, that was the block letters that this modern Hebrew is written in. That's not Hebrew. That is Yiddish. And they use modern Russian Cyrillic uh, letter writing. So um, that is Russian, and that is Yiddish, completely Yiddish. So I'm not talking about that. So let's continue. And behold, they talked with him two men, which were Moses and Elias, who appeared in glory and spake of his disease, which he should accomplish, spake of his death, which he should accomplish at Jerusalem. But Peter and they that were with him were heavy with sleep, and when they were awake, they they saw his glory and the two men that stood with him. And it came to pass, when they departed from him, Pete, that it came to pass as they departed from him, Peter said unto his master, unto Yahushua his master, it is good for us to be here, and let us make three tabernacles, one for thee, one for Moses, one for Elias, not knowing what he was saying. While he thus spake, there came a cloud and overshadowed them, and they feared as they entered into the cloud, and there came a voice out of the cloud, saying, This is my beloved son, hear ye him. Yahawashai is so Yahawashai is not equal to the Father. He is not equal to the Allah. He is not equal. He is the Son. The Son is not equal to the Father. He is the Son. He is the Son of God. I'm not saying he is not God. He is a God to he is a God to the sons of men, to mankind, but he is our brother. He is proud to call himself our brother, but uh, when you look at it practically or logically, he is our father too, because he he is the spirit. Through him, the Father made all spirit and all mankind, all creation. Through him, the Father made all creation and all spirit. Everything that you see today around you was made by Yahweh Shai. Of course, he used the angels to do it. Just like you have a construction company. A man is responsible for the construction. A man or a company is responsible, but the company or the men that are um, executive and managers in this company, they will not put their hand to the plow and do the building work and the job themselves. They have to employ men. So Yahweh Shai, he created the spirit that he used to build and create the world himself. So the credit was given to him, and the credit ultimately goes to the Father. And Yahweh Shai always gave the glory to the Father. And in last session, when Zephaniah was there, he was given the Father the worship. He was not worshiping Yahweh Shai. So every now, those of you who are dreaming, and if you dream and you are in awe You're emotional, you are afraid in that dream, and you are in awe. You fell down, your body, and you want to worship the angel. I'll give you advice now, because you are learning. You're hearing me now. Warning: do not worship any angel you see in your dream. Now, the angel, as soon as you want to worship him, the angel, if it is the angel on the right side, he will tell you, "Do not worship me, worship the Father." As you will hear, I will read some text, and I'll present it, and you will know that all the good angels on the right hand side always appropriate the worship from men to the Father. They do not allow men. But when you see an entity appeared like angel, they are angel indeed, right? They will not stop human being. Angel on the left will not stop a man from worshiping it or from worshiping him, right? So they like to appropriate the glory to themselves. They like to take worship from human being. They will not dissuade men from worshiping them. So you will see, you will hear as I go along in this message. Now, where am I? Now, chapter 6, vision of the accuser and angel Eremiel. Now, I was telling you about angel on the right and the left, and the difference. And if you are a dreamer, if you have seen dreams and you have seen angels, uh, how you will identify the angel of God and the angel of God from the left, right? One will accept your worship, or one will not stop you from worshiping it. The other will refuse worship and will not permit you to worship him. He will always ask you to address the worship to the Father. I'm saying that for you dreamers. Yeah. Again, I turned back and walked, and I saw a great sea. I thought that it was a sea of water. I discovered that it was entirely a sea of flame, like a slime which casts forth much flame, and waves whose waves burn sulfur and bitumen. They began to approach me. That was what I was telling you from the beginning. What the vision of the sea, lake of fire that he saw, right? Now, he saw a vision of a land. This land was called Hades. This land was called Hades because the children of the souls of men, or the souls of the children of Israel that are being punished, were there. The souls of men. Now, when our Father talks about souls of men or sons of men, they are talking about the Israelite, because all these writings is addressed to Israelites. You have to get it. You have to make that computation in your head, because Zephaniah is not talking to Romans. At least you know Romans is the one. Is the one that come to sack them, sack the city and kill and take them to captivity. He is certainly not writing. He's not writing to Greek and the Romans and the Assyrians and the Elamites and all those things. These are our oppressors. We suffered under these people. He's certainly not writing to them. He's writing about himself and the Israelite. The audience of his writing of this text, Pseudo-Epigrapha and all the canonical books, were to Israelite. The souls he was seeing taken around the world here and there, yeah, transported around the world and beaten with lashes here and there. These lashes were the scourges, the torture, the incarceration, the lynching, the hanging. All these are scourges. All these are the lashes or the demons he was seeing in spirit. All these were lashes. But in a physical realm, it will be incarceration, it will be sicknesses, it will be disease, it will be it will be Ebola, it will be all kinds of cancer, accident, road accident, lynching, hanging, thrown overboard, baby thrown to the alligator. This, what he saw in the vision, will be in the physical. It will be expressed as that, but in the vision, his vision will be seen symbolically. You will be seeing simile. You will be seeing hard stuff to interpret. Then he has to ask the angel, "Please explain to me. I don't understand this." Right? Then I thought that the Lord Almighty had come to visit me. Then I fell upon my face before him in order that I might worship him. I was very much afraid. I entreated him that he might save me from this distress. I cried out, saying, Eloi, Lord Adonai, Sabaoth, I beseech you to save me from this distress. He saw an entity, an angel appear to him, right? And he felt save me from this distress because it has befallen me. That same instant, I stood up. I saw a great angel before me. His hair was very spread out like the lioness. His teeth were outside his mouth like a bear. His hair was spread out like women's. His body was like the serpent's when he wished to swallow me. So he shifted to a reptilian when he wished to swallow. He said, when he wished to swallow me. So the accuser is a reptilian if he wants to be. If he appears as he can transform as a reptilian if he like, but it's an angel. So the accuser is in heaven with God. Satan is in heaven with God. On the left hand side, Satan is in heaven with God. To you Christians that believe Satan is in hell with pitchfork, no, 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 no. The angel that was in the angel that's in charge of hell, or the you will hear it soon. Yeah. Let me continue. Right. Now, and when I saw him, I was afraid of him, so that all my parts and body were loosened, and I fell upon my face. I was unable to stand, and I prayed before the Lord Almighty. You will save me, Lord. You will save me from this distress. You are the one who saved Israel from the hand of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. You saved Susanna from the hand of the elders of injustice. You saved the three holy men, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, from the furnace of fire, from the furnace of burning fire. I beg you to save me from this distress. Now, this guy is obviously uh, I won't say drama queen, but it's melodramatic. It's very emotional, very fearful, and he just busted and praying. He's just shooting like like all this Negro or all this Jake drive-by shooting. He was just shooting bullets, shooting. The prayer was just like the prayer was not. The prayer was not. It was just like a shooting, like he's shooting like to not target specifically. Then I arose and stood. I saw a great angel standing before me, with his face shining like the rays of the sun in his glory. Since his face is like that which is perfected in glory, as he was gathered as if a golden girdle were upon his breast. His feet were like bronze, which is melted in the fire. And when I saw him, I rejoiced, for I thought that the Lord Almighty had come to visit me. I fell on my face and I worshipped him. He said to me, Take heed, don't worship me. Compare and contrast to the first angel he saw. The first angel he saw receive worship, receive obeisance, do not stop Zephaniah from worshiping him. But this one, it gets better. Take heed. don't worship me. I am not the Lord Almighty, but I am the great angel Eremiel, who is over the abyss and Hades. Satan is not over the Hades. Eremiel is over the Hades. Eremiel, listen, contrary to all you believe, you think this eh, the ones in charge of the Hades and abyss is a bad angel. No, he's not. He's one of the seven spirits, or Yahweh, one of the seven spirits that is holding back the four winds. And this angel is there to watch the souls of the children of Israel. He is taking care of us. So even though we're in punishment, he is watching over our souls, this angel. So wherever the children of Israel are living in today's heaven, which is Esau's heaven, wherever we live, the Israelites are abyss. Wherever they are is called abyss and Hades, because the land, the vision was shown, and the vision is a land they were taken to different lands. And in this, and you will hear what the angel will say now. I am the great angel Eremiel, who is over the abyss and Hades, the one in which all of the souls are imprisoned from the end of the flood, which came up upon the earth unto this day. Then I inquired of the angel, who is the place, what is this place to which I have come? He said to me, it is Hades. America is Hades. United States is Hades. Then I asked him, who is the great angel who stands thus, whom I saw earlier, or whom I saw? He said, this is the one who accuses men in the presence of the Lord. So the accuser, the Satan himself, the accuser in the presence of the Lord. Eremiel is in charge of Hades and Abyss, where the souls of men, he is the one, he holds the souls of men who died, including the good souls and the bad souls. All the souls of the children of God is watching over. All the souls of the children of God, these are living souls, because souls don't die. Is watching over them in punishment, and in either in punishment or in rest. Whatever condition you find yourself, this angel is over you, Eremiel. And wherever the children of God is, again, I reiterate, and I repeat myself, wherever the children of God lives on earth, in this heaven that is Esau's heaven, in this heaven is Hades, because we are in this heaven serving our judgment. The souls, remember the vision of Zephaniah, he is seeing souls. He's calling human beings souls. He's referring to them as souls. He's seeing souls because he was in the spirit. He's in the spirit. He's talking with the angels. He's in the spirit. He's not. He's not in the physical senses. He's in the spirit talking. Right. So now, precept. First Enoch. 67:13. First Enoch 67:13. Now I'll jump up. I'll jump up. Those I'll jump up to 8. I'll read to 13. Those I'm reading from First Enoch 67, verse 8 to 13. Those waters shall become in those days a poisonous drug of the body, and a punishment of the spirit unto the kings, rulers, exalted ones, and those who dwell on the earth. Lust shall fill their soul, lust, lust, so that their bodies shall be punished for their for they have denied the Lord of the Spirit. They shall see their own punishment every day, but cannot believe in his name. I believe, okay, many layered information here, but I'm just extracting the one that that which concern Israelites, right? Israelite here, they will see their punishment, but yet they will not believe in the Lord of the Spirit, Yahweh Shai. In proportion to the great degree of the burning of their bodies will be the transmutation of their spirit forever and ever. For there is none that speak a nonsensical word before the Lord of the Spirit. You can't say jack shit. You can't say, and if you say rubbish, you will be punished. All of you, all scoffers, all you, you should be grateful that it is Jesus you are calling and saying rubbish on. But if you say, if you mention Yahweh Shai, and you say, if you scoff on the name of Yahweh Shai, if you call the name of Yahweh Shai, if you play and mess around with that name, man, okay, because that is his true name, right? Okay, where am I? Okay, for there is none that can speak a nonsensical word before the Lord of the Spirit. So the judgment shall come upon them because they believe in the debauchery of their bodies and deny the spirit of the Lord. 11. And these waters will undergo change in those days. For on the one hand, when those angels are being punished by these waters, the temperatures of those fountains of water will be altered and become hot. But on the other hand, when the angels get out, those waters of the fountain shall be transformed and become cold. And then I heard Michael responding and saying, this verdict by which the angels are being punished is the angels are the children of Israel are being punished is by itself a testimony to the kings and the rulers who control the world. For these waters of judgment are poison to the bodies of the angels as well as sensational to their flesh. Hence, they will neither see nor believe that these waters become transformed and become fire that burns forever. That is um, Enoch, first Enoch 67, 1 to 13. I read there. Then second precept is Apocalypse of Peter, chapter 3, verse 23 to what else? 23 to something else. Okay, let me read it. First Peter. Right. First Peter, Apocalypse of Peter. And there was a great lake full of flaming fire. This lake again, the same as Zephaniah saw, wherein were certain men that turned away from righteousness, and angels tormentors were set over them. Angels, tormentors. So Esau is an angel too. Esau is an angel. Esau was set over us, over the children of Israel. Esau is the whooping stick, angel of punishment. Everywhere. Africa, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, wherever the children of Israel is, angels, tormentors were set over them. So Esau is an angel too, just as Israelites are angels too. And there were also others, women, hung by the hair above the mire, which boiled up, and these were they that adore themselves for adultery. There's a word that says summer hot girls, or those attire, those there's this beautiful sexy girl. I don't know her name. I've forgotten her name right now. I know her name, but I've forgotten. Several women, or in the West today, our women dress provocatively. They dress in a provocative manner. They show their curves, and they twerk on the internet, on the Instagram, on all the social platform. They're always twerking and all those showing their body, and and the channel that make the most money from YouTube are channel that that have women selling lingerie, showing their body, all these things. This channel do well because they have several viewership, and the men that were joined with them in defilement of adultery were hanging by their feet and had their heads hidden in the mire. So the all this the angels pulled the hair of women, all those who are harlots, dressed provocatively, or such hot summer girls. In the vision, the angels were pulling their head. They dunk the head of those women. This the holes, and the Americans would say the holes. They dump the head uh, in the mire. That is the lava. They dunk their head in, and the men too who joined with them in defilement of adultery were hanging by their feet, had their heads hidden in the mire, and said, "We believe not that we should come into this place." And I saw the murderers, them that were consenting to them, cast into a straight place full of evil creeping things, and smitten by those beasts, so turning themselves about in torment, and upon them were set worms like clouds of darkness, and they and the souls of them that were murdered stood and look upon the torment of those who murderers look upon the torment of those murderers, and said, "O God, righteous is thy judgment." So now, though this is a vision, this is a spiritual vision, but this vision in the physical terrestrial realm will be the conditions our people are going through today. But the lake of fire they saw is real, because America is sitting on a tectonic plate of lava. You see, there's a movie, or there's a movie, 2006 movie, Volcano in New York. That's 2006. There's one earthquake in New York. Another film. I don't know whether it's 1997 or thereabout. There's another film, Volcano. That is in California. In those film, in those film, it is not predictive programming. Those those editors or those movie directors must have read the books, our books. They must have read all these non-canonical books. They must have read the prophets to do that books and to do those movie, because Esau searched out all things. So remember, I said to you in the previous lesson, Esau knows dark speech, understand dark speeches. Esau, you understand that. If, in fact, for, he knows the Bible. Esau knows the Bible more than some of us. He searches all things. He knows dark speeches. He has to be given that ability for him to rule. He is the current ruler controlling the earth. He is the one ruling. He is the one going to space. He's the one trying to challenge the Lord of the Spirit with the space force. So he has to have that ability. God has to lift him up high so that God can exhibit and display his power by bringing him down. So the Lord can establish his name and make his name known by lifting him up so high, right? So that he can, because it would be an unfair, it would be like, if Esau is ordinary, it would be unfair to bring all those might from heaven to destroy him. He has to allow spirit to work with Esau. He has to allow spirit to give technology to Esau to help him, to lift him up, to lift his high up, to pump up his heart, to blow up his head, and so that he can be proud. Yes. Okay. I'm reading from Ascension of Messiah, chapter 7, verse 21. I fell on my face to worship him, and the angel who led me will not let me. That means, meaning, will not allow Isaiah to worship him. Don't worship me, my friend. Worship our Father. Worship the Master. Worship the Heavenly Father. Okay. Worship neither the throne nor the angels from the sixth heaven. See, from the sixth heaven, from where I was sent, from where I was sent to lead you. So this angel came from the sixth heaven. There are levels to heavens. There are up to 7 heavens. That is where the souls, the righteous souls of Israelite, their souls are with the Heavenly Father. Isaiah said, and several of the prophets said, yeah, not only Isaiah. Zephaniah, I think Zephaniah also said the souls of this sons of sons children of Israel, their souls, the righteous souls, are with, at least David is there with him. David, Abraham, Jacob, others, they are there with him. Um, Worship neither the throne nor angel from the sixth heaven, from where I was sent to lead you. Before I tell you in the seventh, before I tell you in the seventh heaven. For above all, I'm continuing from 20, I'm reading 21, then 22 says, for above all the heavens there are angels, and for above all the heavens, and there angels is placed, and there angels is placed your throne and also your robes. Oh, it's showing. Oh wow, it's telling Isaiah your throne. Wow, your throne, your throne. Wow, for above all the for above all the heavens and there angels is placed, your throne, and also your robes, your crown, which you are to see. And I rejoice very much. That's is going to show the throne of Isaiah. Wow. Isaiah saw his future reward before he died. The angel showed him the angel showed him his reward, showed him the throne, his robe. Okay. But the main thing we want to get from this verse, ascension of Isaiah. See again, the angel on the right, the angel, if it is a holy angel, one of the holy ones, the holy one will always, the holy angel will always tell the supplicant or the worshipper or the supplicant or the worshipper are always children of Israel. God never dealt with anybody else. Only the children of Israel. God never dealt with anybody else. Only with children of Israel. Okay. So you see here again, the angel they will not allow the Isaiah to worship him. So there are precepts all around that's saying the same thing. This is a non-canonical text. Now, um, so um, let me scare some people. Let me scare you. Um, uh, put some fear in you. By fear, we persuade men. We persuade men. I want to put the fear of God in you. Read some text here. Okay. I want to read First Enoch 60. First Enoch 61. In the year of 500 and in the 7th month, on the 14th day of the month, in the life of Enoch, in the same parable I saw the heavens of heavens was quaking and trembling with a mighty tremendous agitation, and the forces of the Most High and the angels 10,000 times a million and 10 million times 10 million were agitated with great agitation. And the antecedent of time was sitting on the throne of his glory, surrounded by the angels and the righteous ones. And the righteous ones. Then a great trembling and fear seized me, and my loins and kidney lost control. So I fell upon my face. Then Michael was sent, and then Michael sent another angel from among the holy ones, and he raised me up. And when he raised me up, my spirit returned, for I had fainted, because I could not withstand the sight of these forces, and because, uh, because heaven was stirred up and agitated itself. Then Michael said unto me, What have you seen that has so disturbed you? This day of this day of mercy, this day of mercy has lasted until today, and he has been merciful and long suffering towards those who dwell upon earth. And when this day arrives, and the power and the punishment and the judgment which the Lord of the Spirit has prepared for those who do not worship the righteous judgment, for those who deny the righteous judgment, for those who take his name in vain. It will become a day of covenant for the elect and an inquisition for the sinner. That's Enoch, first Enoch 60, verse 1 to 7. Let me read lastly, I'll read first Enoch 63, verse 1 downwards. Okay. In those days, the governors and the kings who possess the land shall plead that he may give them a little breathing spell from the angels of his punishment, to whom they have been delivered. So Yahweh Shai, the Father, would deliver Esau. Remember, tormentors were put over us. Apocalypse of Peter says tormentors were put over angels, and tormentors were put upon over us to torment our souls. Right. On the flip side, on the other side, in the heavenly city, we are the angels that is tormenting the kings and the rulers of this age. I read again. In those days, the governors and the kings who possess the land, the Amalekites who possess the land of Israel, shall plead that he may give them a little breathing spell from the angels of his punishment, to whom they have been delivered. Remember, every man will have to come back in his body to uh, to to suffer their judgment, right? Right. Now, no spirit and no demons are allowed on the terrestrial level, right? They have to go through an agency of a man. They have to go through a man or a woman. They have to operate. If an angel come on earth, he has to operate through an agency of a man, right? So in their body, when in the kings, when they come in the new heaven, on the other side of this heaven we're living in, when the children of Israel are in their rest, they will become tormentors, the angels and the tormentors of the Edomite, of the Elamite, of the Moabite, and all the heathens. We will be tormenting their soul. We are the waters. We are the poison. We are the waters that burns forever. We are that burns the body of the waters that Zephaniah saw. They did not believe that this waters will be changed, will be transmuted, will be changed. They do not believe that this water will rise at all. Right? Continue. I continue. Okay. The governors and the kings who possess the land shall plead that he may give them a little breathing spell from the angels of his punishment, to whom they have been delivered, so that they shall fall and worship before the Lord of the Spirit and confess their sins before him. They shall bless and glorify the Lord of Spirit and say, Blessed is the Lord of Spirit, the Lord of kings, the Lord of rulers, and the Master of the rich, the Lord the Lord of glory and the Lord of wisdom. Your power exposes every secret thing from generation to generation, and your glory is forever and ever. Deep are all your mysteries and numberless, and your righteousness is beyond accounting. Now we have come to know that we should glorify and bless the Lord of kings, him who rules over all kings. Moreover, they shall say, What would moreover they shall say, would that someone had given us a chance so that we should glorify and praise, but find it not. We pursue it, but procure it not. light has vanished from before us, and darkness has become our habitation forever and ever, because we are formerly neither we are formerly neither had faith nor glorified the name of the Lord of Spirit and Kings, nor glorified the Lord in all his creation. We have put our hopes upon the scepter of our empires. Now, on the day of our hardship and our tribulation he is not saving us, and we have no chance to become believers. For our Lord is faithful in all his works. His judgment and his righteousness and his judgment have no respect of person. So we will vanish away from before his face on account of our deeds, and all our sins are consumed by righteousness. Furthermore, at the time you shall say, our soul are satiated with exploitation money, which could not save us from being cast into the oppressive Sheol. Oppressive Sheol means grave or hell. After that, their faces shall be filled with shame before that Son of Man. From before his face they shall be driven out, and the sword shall abide in their midst before his face. Thus says the Lord of Spirit, this is the ordinance and judgment before the Lord of Spirit, prepared for the governors, kings, high officials, and landlords. So the judgment is said, Yahweh has prepared his throne for judgment. He only knows the reason why he's waiting this long. And he's the only one that will give the angel that is above the heavens that they are seeing Maria Coven Hill, the woman whose channel shows UFOs, or we call it IFOs here. NASA shut down their stations. NASA shut down their stations around the world. They went underground. Yeah, yeah. So the chariots are here. Those are chariots of salvation, and the chariots of destruction for the hidden. But for us Christians, for us clinging and hoping and praying for the day of judgment, those who are yearning to put these current rulers, current government, current ruler of the world, we are yearning for that day. I am praying that God number me among those whom the Lord will put his anger upon. I will put on the anger of the Lord. I will make me a weapon. I will be the weapon. I will not be not I will be anything I touch will be a weapon in my hand. If this book, I can hold this book, and this book will be a weapon in my hand. So I'm praying that the Lord count me among those who the avenger for the Lord, avenger of the punisher for Esau, punisher for the hidden, punisher and tormentors. See, I'm praying that I be among them, because and the Lord will put his anger, because the Lord has to put his anger, because the terror, the terror the Lord has prepared. I mean, in your human mind, you cannot even imagine it. You cannot even imagine it. Okay. This will be the end of this message. I'll continue. I'll finish it. I'll finish the whole message of the book of Apocalypse of Zephaniah from this non-canonical book. I am reading from Pseudo Epigrapha, Old Testament Pseudo Epigrapha, and I also read from all the Apocalypse of Peter and Paul, which I've read in previously. I read them from New Testament Apocalypse, New Testament Apocrypha. So now, Aka Hayama Kawama.